Hello, friends. We are the Hypotheticast. I'm Mike.
I'm David.
I'm Emily.
And this episode is coming to you November 4th, which is right after the U.S. election. I think we do have some people that listen that don't live in the United States. So, although
True.
I think the whole world's watching this one. Anyway, we had a debate here at Hypotheticast headquarters about how to approach this because we felt like it would be a mistake not to acknowledge the historical significance of this election. But also, we don't know what has happened because it is still October. So we were like, how do we approach this? Do we basically ignore it and just be wacky? Or do we have a whole serious episode, which we thought about, but was like, that's not really. David made the good point of saying that really, like, when you're feeling down, like, right now, there's really an endless supply of like downer news. And for us to suddenly be like, we're all very sad, we don't need to tell you that.
That's what NPR is for.
Carrie Miller can tell you that.
We're going to have some good old classic Would You Rathers coming up. But first, we thought we would do a segment we haven't done for a while, which is called If I Were You. And we would like to suggest that no matter how the election turned out yesterday, and my feeling is it's probably not done yet, but no matter how it turned out, there is a lot that needs to be done. And that's actually the good and bad news. Like the bad side being there is a lot of work to do. No matter how the big national election happened, there's a lot of work to be done. But the good news is there's a lot you can do, even if, you know, the election is bad and that person that is currently living in the White House gets to stay there for longer, which would be really, really sad. But like we have a lot of other things we can do besides just vote.
So, yeah, second to everything that Mike said. And no matter how you're feeling today, if it's like super down or hopeful or somewhere in between, there's just so much that we can do to better our future. One of the things that I've started doing over the last 4 years, and if I were you, I would do it too, is try to seek out people on the internet. Social media is where I find them, who have different perspectives from you or can teach you about things that you feel stressed and worried about. So one of the things that happened to me after the last election was I was like, there are so many big issues that aren't going to be taken care of the way that I want them to be in the next few years, but they're all so big. It's climate change and racism and just so many huge things. And it felt really hard to hold all of that. But I found that if I sought out some social media accounts run by smart people who see things and understand things that I don't, it would be a good way to see their calls of action and be able to step up and participate and help in ways that they suggested. And also just to learn more about those issues. I'm so much better educated than I was 4 years ago. And I hope that in 4 years, no matter who our president has been, that I am even more better educated and seeing little pieces of the world through eyes other than my own and my friends that are a lot like me.
Nice.
If I were you, I would specifically do some volunteer work at a local kitchen, a community style kitchen, because those are my jam. They are one of my favorite things that we will have, hopefully, in my dream future everywhere. Everyone will have just a place, an industrial place that just serves communal meals all the dang time. We have some of them now in the Twin Cities that are serving dang meals all the dang time, and their names are F12 Kitchen, Food Not Bombs, Mobile Loaves, The Food Group, Community Kitchen. There's actually like a lot of people doing this work right now, and they always need folks to show up and help cook, to just like chop an onion for like 2 hours, or like drive things from point A to point B, or go buy ingredients and drop them off, or just give them money. If you're like, hey, I'm high risk, I don't want to get out there, but I do want to help, give them some money to buy that food that they use to make these meals that are essential to humans being alive. That kind of work isn't going away, probably ever, and it makes for a lot of very, very good community between people, which is what we need no matter what.
Yeah, if I were you, I would do something similar to what David said, but not specifically a kitchen. I mean, yes, kitchen is part of it, but to me, something that I've found to be very helpful personally and in the community is just picking a place to go to once a week. There are many different places that need in-person help distributing goods or making food, like David said. The personal, small, somewhat selfish, I guess, reason is I get to leave the house for a reason and see other people for a little while. And like, to me, like that is a very justified thing to do. And I'm someone that's, low risk for the, virus. David is my roommate. But really I'm teaching from home, which is real weird. And my couch is already forming a shape that's like part of my body. And I really need a reason to leave. And so doing something like that, not only is it a good thing to help out with, it's a reason to leave your house and see some other people. And the places I've gone to are very like they're requiring masks. They're being as safe as they can. It's going to be tough in the winter because it's been outside mostly, but now it's going to get trickier. I feel like if you're feeling cooped up and you're like, I feel like I shouldn't go out, I think that's an okay reason to go out. Like pick a place like that. Again, if you feel safe about it. Totally understand if you want to stay home and it's good to be safe first, but there are places that do need your help or someone's help. Anyway, that's something that I think is good.
If I were you, I would set up a schedule for yourself for making donations. This is another thing I felt after the last election, and it felt so overwhelming to think about all of the organizations that were going to need extra help in the coming years. And I'm not rich. I know that I live a luxurious life that I discuss on this podcast at length, but I am not a rich person by a lot of definitions of the word, but I'm fine. I am comfortable and safe and healthy. And so I do have money to give, but it's helpful for me to have a day. It could be every week. It could be every month. It could be every quarter. It could even be once a year. You could just put a date in January that you're going to sit down and do it. And just that's going to be when you sit down and look at where do I want to give a little money? And it could be a little, it could be a lot. You could set up recurring donations, which is another nice way to do it. But I like to have a time in mind so that if anything crosses my view on one of those social media accounts, maybe that I was talking about, and I'm like, oh, that sounds like a cool organization. I don't have to like scramble and write it down or do it in the moment. I can just say like, okay, noted. I'm gonna on that day, I'm gonna make that donation in any amount, and no matter what happens with the presidency. Nonprofits that are doing really good work for lots of people are gonna need our help still.
Nice.
Well, I'll tell you what else I'd do if I were you. I would get knowledgeable about local government because let me tell you why. First of all, local government, it impacts a lot more of what your life actually looks like because city budgeting is huge in terms of like where you can live and how much it costs to live there and what taxes are and what organizations, NGOs, and cops get money. Like how much money does a teacher get? That's kind of not up to the president of the United States. Getting involved in that is cool. And the other cool thing about it is that like you can just go to their houses and be like, hey, like you can just show up and be like, what's up, bud? You live here. You're a person that lives in this city and you're a part of our government. And we can like thank you for things, or we can be angry outside your house. And something, both of those things can happen. But it's cool that like you could see your city council member just at a store because they have to shop. That's kind of fun. I just think that's kind of neat. So honestly, for a real engagement reason, yeah, but also because it's kind of fun.
Wait, David, are you in Jacob Frey's backyard right now?
No, I'm in his back bathroom right now.
Oh, that's where you are. Okay.
Yeah, that's why there's so much reverb on my voice. He forgot to install carpet on these walls. He's got carpet all over the rest of his house. Lush red carpet. Let me tell you again, if I were you, I would go to Jacob Frey's house and check out his lush red carpet.
And maybe ask him to defund the police too.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, Emily, I'm glad you mentioned, giving to organizations because I want to spotlight a specific one because I know, again, how overwhelming it is to pick one of the many, many, many places out. There are many good ones, but I wanted to highlight one that I think is very important right now. It's called the International Institute of Minnesota, and they help immigrants coming to the Twin Cities. And it's great because there are, resources in the public schools for, children of immigrants, but adult immigrants have a harder time because there are not as many institutions designed to help them. And International Institute of Minnesota is one of them. They do language classes, they do skill training for jobs, they help people get citizenship. And the reason I want to spotlight them is just within the last month, the fees to become a citizen of the United States went up by hundreds of dollars.
Ugh.
And recent immigrants are not people that have lots of money to spend on that. And so they are asking for money to help with that. And I think that is an awesome thing because I think, we definitely should support people coming into this country in that way. And also they have a lot of other good stuff like I mentioned. But anyway, I wanted to highlight their work and also a great place to volunteer, probably more during normal times. But right now, your money is definitely appreciated at International Institute of Minnesota.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So try those things out. And it's a good way to get involved because there is a lot you can be doing. And now let's do the thing that we do and get real weird.
It's nasty time.
Dun, 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 dun.
David can just play the theme song like he normally does.
I was born with both guns blazing, and I do think I'm amazing. You got the dignity to feel a little about yourself. I don't care what your preacher says. I got my own vicious ways. Only got one commandment and it goes, I'm killing it. I'm killing it.
I don't know. I think my acapella version is pretty good.
Okay, wait. You keep doing the horns, and I'll do the Jade and James part.
Dun, 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 dun.
What am I
actually
doing?
Can't think of the song
No,
suddenly.
I'm really happy because I set you up for a good minute of just doing that.
I was going to be on Egg Shaker for that one.
Thank you. That's a lot of people sleep on the egg shaker, but I tell you what, they have back problems after they do that because it's egg shaped and they sleep right on it, and that sucks.
Ooh, that
man.
was
That's
a
no good.
dad joke.
Yeah, we came up with just some would you rathers because that's kind of what we like to do, and we don't even have a particular theme, just weird ones.
That still felt like a lot of pressure to just be they need to be weird. What if mine aren't weird enough? I don't know if I can reach the heights of weird that the two of you want.
I fully believe, but I guess we'll see. Because guess what? This is a contest, and someone's gonna win.
That's how I approach everything. I'm sorry.
Are you folks ready to do some classic, beefy, juicy, sexy would you rathers?
Can I just pause for a second?
Yeah.
I just think it's very interesting the persona that you have for the podcast. That I think
What do you mean?
No, you know what? Never mind. This is actually how you are. I'm sorry. There is
Yeah.
David is
how I am.
always like this.
This is my
always
regular
being
me.
beefy, juicy, and sexy.
Yeah, I've got to be one, and sometimes I'm all three. That's when you're lucky.
That's his fanfic of DuckTales. It's the three nephews, but instead of Huey, Dewey, and Louie, it's beefy, juicy, and sexy. It's very NC-17. Do not look it up. Do not read
Do you want
it.
to know what it's called?
Sure, yes.
FuckTales.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, I was going to say that, but I figured, thank you for that
I don't know
pregnant
why I didn't
pause.
see that coming. I was like, ooh, what's he going to say? Butt tails? And then
You know what? ButtTales is pretty good too. Let's go.
Let's do it.
I have one. I have a would you rather for you. Do you want one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do.
Okay. Well, here it comes, baby. Would you rather have to give every single person a new multiple word nickname every time you talk to them, or be compelled to write your name as Big Baby Bilbo on every official document the first time and the second time, and only when asked to change it 2 times could you change it to your actual name?
What was the first one again?
Would you rather have to give every single person a new multiple word nickname every time you talk to them?
if I were seeing someone that I see frequently, like you guys, it would be the same multiple word one that I came up with the first time I saw you.
No, I think it has to be a new multiple word nickname every time you talk to them. So like every time we record, you have to be like, what's up, juicy sexy, and what's up, beefy burly?
I'm sorry, but I'm not going to be sticking with those nicknames, but thank you, David.
Pretty bad. No, it's okay. You don't have to. The great news is you can never reuse a nickname.
I have to make them up every time. Okay, I'm still going to pick that one.
You're going to pick that one? I see.
It sounds so hard.
My career as a teacher would be drastically altered, and it would not work. It'd be very confusing.
You don't think you could be a teacher named Big Baby Bilbo?
Well, there's a difference between that. See, that option, I only have to sign that on official documents. And so, like, that happens a lot less frequently than me calling someone by their name. Like, I intentionally use my students' names all the time.
Dale Carnegie.
And so, like, I would have to call them different names, which would be very confusing for them, I think. So,
yeah, especially while trying to teach them
I guess
English.
I'm Big Baby Bilbo.
I guess you are.
I just feel like
Bilbo.
I could get really good at the nicknames thing, and then everybody would love it. It would be a charming character trait of mine.
Is it only...
I think to some people it would be a very charming character trait.
Is it only when you say their name, or is it when you see them?
It says every time you talked to them, so I assume it would be like, hey, what's up? Multiple word nickname, and then you don't have to call them that like the entire conversation.
Yeah.
But you have to like give them that nickname during that conversation.
Okay.
Some people are like that, like with their coworkers. They're always like, hey, Big D, how's it going? Dr. DG. And it's like, stop it. Just call me my name. It's fine. But some people feel the need to really be original all the time. Those people are monsters. I would be Big Baby Bilbo, but I wouldn't change it. I would just change my name to Big Baby Bilbo.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah, because honestly, you might as well just lean into it.
Yeah.
It's so much work to like submitting forms is already so hard. Am I right? Bureaucracy. So why not? Like, I don't want to. One time is hard enough, but like 2 times, 3 times? No, thank you. Just name me something real fun.
Yeah. Emily, do you want to hit us with your most bizarre, strange, and upsetting would you rather?
Okay, I was going to go more scatological, but I'm going to pivot away from that.
Ooh, no poopies.
So,
Okay.
would you rather... So it's set the scene. It's a potluck.
Set the scene. Okay.
A lot of the people you love are there, and you are bringing a crock pot. Yeah, it's like warm, and everybody's all excited. And then you open it up, and inside of it, I mean, this is your choice, so it's not a surprise. I'm just trying to build some suspense. It's a surprise for them, but you know what's in there. It's either a bunch of dead hamsters or a bunch of big toes off of a large human man, and they're like not clean.
Oh no.
Are the hamsters clean?
Yeah.
But they're dead.
But
Like
they're
they're clearly
dead,
dead,
yeah.
but at least they're clean.
Yes.
There's like makeup on them. It's like, oh, it looks like they're still alive.
There's
It's an
makeup on
open crock pot
Open
funeral
crock
for
pot.
these
Yeah,
hamsters.
Wait, are they heated up yet?
Yeah, like the steam, they're all hot and moist in there.
Are they ready to eat?
But there's no like, it's not like barbecue sauce or anything. It just looks like it's just those things like are like hot and ready.
Oh, like they're not in anything? It's just a bunch of toes or a bunch of hamsters? Just dry in a crock pot?
Well,
That's
you gotta
the worst
sauce
part.
help?
Put some sauce in
you
there.
put some grape jelly and barbecue sauce in with those toes. You got
Oh,
some little
hell yeah.
smokies.
Oh my God, yeah.
Basically, that's what little smokies are anyway.
Yeah, except
Little
they have a
tokies.
toenail
Yeah, that's like the toothpick. You don't eat it.
and hair.
Yeah, that's like the hair and sausage. We bought really cheap
One time
sausage.
I brought little smokies to a party, but like the crock pot I had them in wasn't working, and so they were all cold. So for a while, and I didn't really realize it, and so people kept like going for the little smokies, and they were like completely like cold little smokies. So people would, like,
Dang.
they'd try to eat it, and they'd be like, "Oh, this isn't right."
That's when you hold each one of them in your hand and let people eat them from your very palm.
Yeah.
That'll warm them up.
This is a tough one, Emily. Are the hamsters? Do they have hair on them?
Yes, they're not baby hamsters, so they do have hair on them.
I'm trying to think of the smell first, because like I feel
both
like
bad.
humans, like even if you've never like tasted human flesh, like you would know there's something wrong. I feel like if you smelled cooking human flesh, you would know that it was bad.
Maybe. It might just smell like some pork.
That's kinda what I
That's
think,
kind of
yeah.
it's kind of what pigs smell like.
The long pig,
Yeah, long pig, exactly.
maybe toes would smell more like a delicious treat.
It's a potluck. It's super warm, super nice. Everybody's happy. It's everybody that I love. And I brought this in a crock pot with no sauce, which is a white collar crime.
I'm trying to.
White collar.
Well, Well, here's the thing. I feel like the toes would get you accused of an actual crime. But I'm trying.
Yeah, so that's exactly what I was thinking. Like, I can't explain that. But I can explain hamsters.
You can explain the toes.
I can be like, shit, all my hamsters died and I put them in here instead of the trash because I can't tell the difference. I'm container blind. I can't tell the difference.
And they look exactly
Sometimes I put things in the
same.
oven. I make a loaf of bread and I put it in the fridge for an hour and it doesn't bake. And then I'm like, oh, God, I'm container blind. That's a thing that I have. So I thought I put them in the trash, but I put them in the crock pot.
Also,
and everybody goes, oh, it's okay.
I feel like people probably eat hamsters someplace in the world. Like, I'm sure it's a thing. And I don't know. Yeah, I think the cannibalism aspect is what makes the toes worse for me. I'd go with the hamsters.
Yeah, hamsters probably. Because, I think the hamsters are more explainable, even though they'd be real nasty. Like, I think people would get over it quicker than the toes.
Yeah. I Googled, do people eat hamsters?
Oh, sure.
And one of my favorite new things about Google, which isn't super new, but it's new enough, suggested searches used to be fun, but now they're all based on things I've already asked or my ad preferences or whatever. Not as funny. But the people also ask section of Google is my new favorite realm. And the first question, the most important question, according to Google, is all lowercase, can the letter U eat hamster? Can you eat hamster? Which is so great. It's so much more personal. It's like they're like
in a rush. Like they were like, okay, I got to figure this
Yo,
out.
dog, I'm on an island and there's a lot of hamsters here. Can you eat hamster?
Don't have time for the Y and the O.
Okay, here's a real weird one for you guys. Buckle up. Would you rather build a pillow fort or a blanket fort?
Oh, Mike, you animal. You dirty, nasty scoundrel.
Answer the question. Which fort would you build?
Blanket is so much more flexible. Get pillow forts out of here.
So,
you don't think
what
so?
Even are they for?
Blanket forts are hard, first of all, and I know that because I tried to make one today. Like,
they're hard?
fastening the blanket. Like, how do you fasten the blanket?
Yeah, clothespins.
I don't
Done.
have clothespins.
Clothespins are books on bookshelves.
I guess I have to buy some clothespins. But anyway, I was going to try to make one today. And instead, what I did was I made a pillow mountain.
Ooh, a mountain?
Yeah.
Which is like the opposite of a
pillow
fort.
mountain with some blankets mixed in there too, just for added cushioning. And then Edie and I and various stuffed animals took turns falling into it.
Aw.
It was pretty great.
Fun.
That sounds pretty cool. Yeah.
Pretty fun.
I like that.
I think pillow fort because it's more like sturdy.
And also it implies that you have enough pillows to make a good fort. I mean, if you were to say right now which one, I think it'd probably be easier to make a blanket fort. But if I had a lot of good pillows, that could be like a castle.
I just realized I was sort of picturing like couch cushions and throw pillows.
Yeah, that's true.
Couch cushions are usually integral to a pillow fort.
Yeah.
You can't really make a fort out of something with bed pillows. There's no structural integrity there. But a couch cushion has some rigidity to it and you can use it as walls. And that's fun, especially if you're little. The reason I like blanket fort is because I'm not little. I'm very big. I'm a very big boy. And I need my forts to be big, just like me. Blankets can be as tall as they want, and I can attach them to each other. The other thing is, as an adult, as a fully grown, big adult, as like I am.
Thank you.
I have built a blanket fort. My old roommate Jason and I, and our roommates at the time, built a blanket fort in our living room. We turned the whole living room into a blanket fort for multiple months because it was cozier. We made it like pretty nice, and there's like our living room was retained. We just shrunk it and like basically dropped to the ceiling and put a bunch of nice lights in there and everything. And it was the coziest.
Nice.
And you can't do that with pillows, but you can do it with blankets.
If you have enough pillows, you could.
I guess you could, but at that point, you're probably hanging pillows from the ceiling. And why aren't you just using blankets for that? Like, we used pillows as well. Pillows are very important, but the walls of that fort, blanket or tank it. That's what I say.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go with the pillows because, with the couch cushions, then you can create your own fort, and maybe then there's enough for multiple forts, and you can have like alliances and explore other forts.
That's sort of the key for me, David, is not space. It's like hidey hole nature of it. So like I want my fort to be like a personal little like me and some pillows.
I see.
Hence fort.
No, pillow fort's better for that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder if that's kind of like why kids like forts is it's like their own space. They're like,
you don't often get that as a kid.
You don't. Yeah. Even your own room, it's like, it's not really yours.
You know it's your parents' room because they show you. Every month, my mom would barge into my room and shove the mortgage in my face and say, I own this room. It's not yours. And I'd be like, yeah, I get it, Mom. I'm 3, but I know what a mortgage is.
Wow.
She taught me well.
That's rough. David, do you have another strange and bizarre would you rather?
Would you rather live in a post-apocalypse where the only way to get clothing was by hunting down Shreks and making their hides into pants and shirts, or live in a post-apocalypse where the only way to get clothing was to collect radioactive materials and offer them up to Shrek, king of the wasteland?
Wow. Shrek on the brain.
Always, baby.
So we got to either kill Shrek and skin him and make clothes.
Multiple Shreks, yeah.
Shreks.
Yeah, there's a lot of Shreks running around and their hides are great for clothes.
Or we got to collect radioactive material and bring it to Shrek.
Yeah, like rocks or pipes.
And then he will give us clothes?
Yeah, he'll give you clothes. He controls the clothes. He controls
Can you
the clothes,
tell him what your
controls the world.
style is?
Definitely. He's like a style box.
Stitch Fix?
What is that thing called? Shrek Fix. He's that. He gives it to you. It's only like $19.99 in radioactive materials a month, and he delivers it right to your door. Your personal Shrek stylist.
Say, do you both know Shrek is based on a book, right?
No.
Yeah.
Shrek's based on a book
children's
by
picture
William
book.
Steig.
Oh.
And in the book, he can cook meat with his eyes. He has laser eyes.
Why did they leave that out of the movie?
I don't know.
Honestly, it makes him too powerful. Think about that. He just lasers everybody, and he's like, "Get out of my swamp!" And they're like, "No," and he kills them.
Yeah,
Like, that's too easy.
That was the only obstacle that
too
Shrek
easy.
faced in the movie was that he couldn't shoot lasers out of his eyes.
Yeah.
That would have solved all his problems right away.
And they did cut out that scene where he and Donkey tromped through the field and they talked about onions, and then Shrek for like 10 minutes just moaned about the fact that he lost his power right before they started filming the movie to shoot things with his eyes and destroy them with the lasers.
Yeah.
That scene was really good
cut
and
that
really
part out.
sad, but they cut it out, and William Steig was mad, and so was David.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Okay, I'm gonna go with hunting Shrek.
Me too. I'm just going to agree right now.
I feel like it would be annoying and hard, but I don't want to have to handle radioactive stuff because I watched Chernobyl. And also, I don't know, I feel like I don't trust Shrek to get my style. And if we have to wear Shreks, at least we all look kind of, it's kind of like the school uniform thing, you know, like if I can't have the look that I want, like exactly, then I want all of us to be on the same page. I don't want to be wearing, you know, like ill-fitting Old Navy jeans and then someone else got a really good Shrek Stitch Fix box. So yeah, I want to make those cool Shrek pants and stuff.
Yeah, because then you're in control.
Right. Yeah.
And you get the thrill of finally getting to kill Shrek, which I know you've wanted for a while.
Yeah, I agree. I think Shrek deserves to die. And I also don't want to touch radioactive stuff. So
Perfect.
got that
Double
sorted
bonus.
out. Yeah.
David, what are you going to pick?
I gotta go with the one where Shrek's the king, just because I want to know what that world is like.
It's a
do
world where
wanna
you have
know?
to handle radioactive waste. That's what kind of world it is.
But only if I want clothing.
What's he doing with it?
Bam.
What's he doing with it?
He eats it. That's how he's so green.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
Yeah, they cut that out of the book and the movie. It's just in my brain.
Oh, great. All
Do you have
right.
another question for us, Emily?
Yes. I'm sort of making it up as I go because I didn't like my other one. Wild and wacky. Would you rather from me,
Good.
Emily? Would you rather have, I feel like this exists. I don't know. Okay, never mind. Would
A
you,
device where you can turn your TV on from a distance.
no.
Or
Would you rather have your butt be, the two butt cheeks would each be just a replica of your face, but it's like not,
Yes.
it's not animated. It's just like dead.
Oh, it's static like a butter sculpture at the state fair?
it's a dead
Oh.
face.
Fuck. No, never mind.
Okay, is there another option, or do we
That's
just think
it.
about that one?
Let's just sit with that actually for a second.
You should think about it for a minute.
in. Let's just,
Okay.
let's think about what God would have to say to
are the
us when we
eyes-
get to
Are
heaven.
the eyes closed, or are they just staring
it looks
at me?
like it looks like you look when you're sleeping.
Oh, come on.
Or the palms of your hands are each 2 little butts, and they are functional.
Ooh, they can do everything a butt can do?
Yeah.
Yep. Which are not things
Dang.
you probably want your hands to do.
No, you're right. But my butt's still there, so I've had 3 butts.
Yes.
Dang. Wow. I mean, the faces as my butt thing really isn't going to hurt a lot of people, including me. Like, that's pretty, like, not a lot of people see my butt.
But I feel like the people who it's going to hurt bad.
It's going to burn them real bad. I don't think so. I honestly don't think that the way my butt looks has ever changed someone's opinion of
That's
me.
because you don't have 2 dead human faces on it.
Dead. They're sleeping. They're nice. They look so peaceful.
Okay.
I'll have a little back tattoo that says they look so peaceful, and then they'll know to contextualize them. Oh, they're sleeping. Yeah, it'll say they're sleeping, and they'll be like, "Oh, what's under here?" And they'll start taking off my pants, and then ba-bam, they see 2 more Davids.
Well, that's what they get.
That's what they get for taking off my pants.
I
They
feel like-
wanted to see the butt. They get 2 more
I feel like
Davids.
it's like the yellow ribbon story. What the lady has the yellow ribbon around her neck, and she's like,
Will
"Can't
you
take
take
it
off
off.
my ribbon?"
Can't take it off. Can't take it off."
Yeah.
And then finally, the last thing she does, let him take it off. And I feel like you would be like on your deathbed, you'd be like, "You can all see my butt now," and we'd be like, "Oh my god."
Yes. Okay. So that one definitely, I would never let anyone see my butt until I died, and then I would turn over, and I would have an open casket funeral, but just the butt part, just like a third of the way down, it would just be the butt, and it would be 2 of my face, and people would be real confused because at first they might not even understand that it was my butt because it's 2 sleeping faces, and that looks a lot like a dead person. It really would just be the ultimate gotcha. And I think I'm going with that one. Plus, nobody needs to see my butt as long as they can touch it. I rest my case.
I think, yeah, the hand butts, like you just use your hands for so much.
Yeah,
That's not
and
good.
not pooping specifically.
Yeah, and
like I do not want to use my hands for pooping. Oh, well, you know what? I take that back. If they were modular, I absolutely would use my hands for pooping. Think about how many things you could do while you were pooping. If you could just reach over wherever you wanted to poop and just be like blip, blip, blip.
what are you talking about?
Yeah, what do you mean modular?
You can just shoot it out.
What,
Just
I'm never in the bathroom thinking I could be doing so much more. If only I could shoot my poop.
I mostly was thinking about being outside and like how annoying it is to like have to pull your pants down and like expose all your genitals and the things that people don't want to see. And then, but like if you're just out camping and you're like, oh, I got to poop, you can just like touch the ground and just let one out.
I mean,
it's gone.
but you're outside. I don't.
David, I'm going to listen back to your answer to this question, and I'm going to transcribe it and use it as a monologue for auditions.
Beautiful.
You can also use it as a object of evidence in court if you need to at any point.
I think you need a special cushion if your butt has faces, though. Like it has 2 noses.
Yeah, but there's not bones in them.
Yeah, they're sculptures.
They're like butter sculptures,
cartilage.
but they're made out of
They're
your butt.
exactly like butter sculptures.
It just squashes when
Yeah.
you sit on it.
Yeah.
Oh, that
But then it
hurts.
reforms every time.
Okay.
Like magic.
That's fine. That's fine.
I honestly, unironically love it. I'm not even like, oh, I guess I could learn to live with it. Like, that's so cool.
Don't you think it would be funny to clap if your hands were butts, though?
Don't you think it'd be funny to make it clap if your butt was faces? Again, I rest my case.
Okay, I got one. Okay, it's really weird, though. Get ready. It's a really bizarre one. Would you rather eat waffles or pancakes?
God damn it. Mike, I asked you, make them weird, but not so nasty and weird and
Just
gross.
answer the
like,
question,
stop
David.
it with
Okay,
these.
I
They're
just
too
got done
much.
It's
Too
barfing,
much.
so
It's too much. Take it back to the one where I can poop out of my hands. This is disgusting.
No, tell me the answer.
Fine, I'll say it. But Mom, fast forward at like 30 seconds. Waffles.
pancakes.
That's it. Waffles, because they have more holes in them and I can put butter in there.
I think waffles. Well, Emily, why do you think pancakes?
Because I think pancakes, there's like nothing beats a really good pancake. A good waffle is usually good because of like it was cooked just the right amount of time and it has like good toppings. But a good pancake doesn't need
I see.
much.
I see. Yeah. I actually agree. I think the meat of a pancake is better than the meat of a waffle.
Yes, exactly.
Like, a well-made pancake stands on its own even maybe. But you can't really eat a waffle without something on it. At least in my experience. I'm willing to be proven wrong.
I've had some pretty good waffles lately.
Yeah, and I like a waffle more. It's more eggy, and I'm really into that. I like all the little holes for putting treasures and things. And I think I just like butter a lot, and a waffle can just hold more butter on it.
And I feel like it's more fun to look at too.
Yeah, pancakes flat.
That's
weird.
fair.
Yeah.
You guys make valid points.
Yeah.
But I never thought about the fact that like pancakes are objectively tastier. The object of a pancake can be tastier.
Although a bad pancake is real bad.
Oh, a bad pancake is worse than like, I just eat the side of a garbage can. Like, a bad pancake sucks.
It does.
A bad pancake
It
is
does.
worthless. It's worthless.
You can use it has worth. You could use it as a pot holder.
You could use it as a pot holder or emergency underpants.
Yeah. Great.
Put a couple legs through there, bam, bam. Mike, that was a little too much.
You're gonna have
for
to
me.
put an adult rating on this episode.
Yeah, this one. There's an explicit rating, and there's just not. It's just kind of like a switch for podcasts, but I think we need an extra one now.
Yeah.
I think we need to apply for an NC-17 rating for podcasts.
Thank you for listening. We do really hope you're all doing well, and we hope that you keep listening to our podcast because we're going to make some more.
It's true. They're going to keep coming. We have one final segment on this show. You know we do. And it's called No Questions Asked. And it's where we ask one question, we answer it, and there's no follow-ups, and that's it. And we play a theme song, everybody goes to bed. So right before you go to bed, here it comes. No questions asked. Would you rather that every animal gets a really pronounced butt, like some big, thick cheeks, or every animal gets an appropriately sized knife that they carry around in their hand, but they won't use it to stab you?
Knife.
Thicker treat, baby.
Knife! Woo! It's such a hard choice, though. Goodbye.
Thicker treat.
I'm marching,
Theme music by Jaden James and the Hunger. Logo by Christian Hagen. Edited by David Gucci. If you want more of our hypothetical content, join our Facebook group or like our posts on Twitter or Instagram or give us some stars and a review on iTunes or wherever the heck you get your podcasts.
I feel sad that animals don't have little cheeks. That's why people love corgis.
I know, because they got that badonk.